Let me tell you something I see all the time, and it breaks my heart. Families tell me we just need a little more time. Let's wait another year. She's not ready yet. He's still okay for now. And then 2 years goes by. What families don't realize is that waiting doesn't freeze time, it quietly changes everything. Equity shrinks, care costs skyrocketed, safety risks multiply, and choices disappear. Today, we're going to talk about the real cost of delayed downsizing, what waiting just 2 years actually does to your options, your finances, and your stress level. Hi, I'm Corpus, the Senior Transition Specialist and real estate expert based in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm also part of the sandwich generation, balancing career, family, and helping aging parents navigate some of the most emotional decisions of their lives. This is another episode of Sandwich Generation Solutions, powered by the Simplify Senior Transitions podcast, where we talk about senior care decisions before crisis forces your hand. Let's dive in. Families don't delay because they're careless. They delay because they're human. I hear things like, we don't want to rush them. They're emotionally attached to the house. We'll deal with it after the holidays. They're still managing mostly. Downsizing feels permanent, emotional, final. But here's the truth most families don't hear early enough. Doing nothing is still a decision, and it has consequences. Let's talk money first, because this one surprises people. When a senior stays in a home too long, maintenance gets deferred, roofs age, plumbing leaks worsen, electrical issues stack up, and deferred repairs compound. 2 years later, the home shows more wear, requires more repairs, attracts fewer buyers, and sells for less than it could have earlier. I've seen Bay Area families lose $75,000 to $150,000 in net proceeds simply because the home deteriorated, not because of the market. And the lost equity, that's money that could have paid for assisted living, memory care, in-home support, respite for caregivers. Now, let's talk care. Here's what most families don't calculate. In-home care doesn't stay part-time forever. What starts as 8 hours a week becomes 4 hours a day, becomes 24/7 care. In the Bay Area, $35 to $45 an hour for home care adds up fast. Full-time care can easily exceed $12,000 to $15,000 per month. When families delay downsizing, they burn cash faster, they limit future care options, and they sometimes run out of runway. When the money tightens, decisions become rushed, not strategic. Here's the part families underestimate the most. Homes don't become unsafe overnight. It's gradual. One misstep, one loose rug, one nighttime bathroom trip, one fall. And after one fall, everything changes. I've seen families spend $20,000 to $40,000 on home modifications only to move their parent 12 to 18 months later anyway. Delayed downsizing often means higher fall risk, hospitalizations, rehab stays, and forced moves instead of planned ones. Now let's talk about you, the adult child. Delayed decisions don't reduce stress, they transfer it. Over time, adult children experience chronic worries, sleep disruption, caregiver burnout, sibling conflict, and guilt layered on top of exhaustion. I hear this all the time. I wish we'd done this sooner. Not because families don't love their parents, but because waiting made everything harder. Pay close attention to this. This is the part I want families to really hear. When you plan early, you have choice, control, leverage, and time to compare options. When you wait too long, availability drops, prices rise, decisions are rushed, and the move feels traumatic. 2 years can be the difference between choosing a community or taking the only available bed. Families who downsize earlier gain financial clarity, better care options, smoother transitions, less emotional chaos, and more dignity for their parents. Downsizing isn't about giving something up. It's about reallocating resources towards safety, care, and quality of life. Instead of asking, is it too soon? Ask, what will waiting 2 more years cost us financially, emotionally, and physically? That question changes everything. So today we cover the hidden financial costs of waiting, how equity quietly erodes, why care costs accelerate, the safety risks families underestimate, and how delayed decisions shrink options. Waiting feels safer, but planning earlier is. This has been another episode of Sandwich Generation Solutions powered by the Simplify Senior Transitions podcast. If your family is navigating downsizing, senior living decisions, or figuring out what to do with a parent's home, I can help. Schedule a free consultation and learn more about my services at www.simplifyseniortransitions.com. Have a quick question? You can DM me anytime on Instagram at SoulByDale. And don't forget, you can watch and listen to the Simplify Senior Transitions podcast right here on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all major podcast platforms. If this episode resonated, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's been saying we'll deal with it later. Also, reviews help more families find this podcast. I'm Dale Corpus, and I'll see you on the next episode.